Imagine there's an invisible enemy, a silent force, tirelessly working inside your body at this very moment. It makes no sound, causes no instant acute pain, but slowly, stealthily. It saps your energy, steals your vigor, and paves the way for some of the most feared and debilitating diseases affecting millions of people, especially after the age of 50. This enemy is chronic inflammation. Do you feel a persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest? Do you struggle with extra pounds that seem impossible to lose, despite your efforts? Do you think those joint pains are just an inevitable sign of age? All of this could be the signature of chronic inflammation, and ignoring these signs is a dangerous mistake that can have devastating consequences. I'm not talking about acute inflammation, the kind that arises when you cut yourself or have an infection, which is a natural and necessary bodily response for healing. I'm talking about low-grade, persistent inflammation that sets in without you noticing and becomes a fertile ground for the development of very serious health problems, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, rheumatoid arthritis, and even certain types of cancer. Science is increasingly clear about the connection between chronic inflammation and the origin of many of these conditions that steal our quality of life and shorten our journey. It's a real and present threat, and if you don't fight it, it will cost you dearly in health and vitality. The good news, however, is that you are not defenseless against this enemy. Nature offers us powerful, accessible, and incredibly effective tools to combat inflammation, strengthen our defenses, and restore body balance. And the best part, these tools are simple foods, many of which you probably already know and use. In this video, I will reveal 4 of these superfoods that can become your greatest allies in the fight for a long, healthy, and full life, free from the clutches of chronic inflammation and the diseases it can trigger. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover can not only change your health but also your future. Let's unveil the first of these natural gems right now. And our first powerful ally in the battle against inflammation is a root with a distinctive, spicy flavor. Revered for centuries for its medicinal properties, ginger. Most people know ginger for its culinary use and perhaps for its ability to calm nausea and digestive problems. And indeed, it is widely used and scientifically recognized for these effects, being an effective natural remedy for morning sickness, motion sickness, or post-operative nausea. However, ginger's true power, which elevates it to the status of an anti-inflammatory superfood, lies in its bioactive compounds, especially gingerol. Think of gingerol as a conductor that can calm your body's inflammatory orchestra when it starts playing out of rhythm. It acts on various molecular pathways that control the inflammatory response, helping to reduce the production of pro-inflammatory substances in the body. Scientific studies, such as those published in nutrition and pharmacology journals, have consistently demonstrated the ability of gingerol and other phytochemicals in ginger to modulate inflammation, making it an excellent adjunct in the management of conditions like arthritis, osteoarthritis, and muscle pain, often reducing pain and improving mobility. To use ginger to your advantage internally, one of the most potent forms is through tea. Grating approximately 1 teaspoon, about 5 to 10 grams of fresh ginger per cup of boiling water, and infusing for 10 to 15 minutes creates a concentrated and therapeutic drink. The longer the infusion, the more potent and spicy the tea becomes. The taste can be intense and spicy, but it's a sign that the active compounds are present. You can adjust the amount of ginger to your taste, starting with a smaller amount and gradually increasing. To soften and enhance, add a touch of lemon. Lemon's vitamin C is also anti-inflammatory, or a drizzle of honey, preferably organic and raw, which has its own antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. Drinking 1 or 2 cups of this tea Daily can offer continuous support against internal inflammation, benefiting joints, muscles, and even the digestive system. Besides fighting inflammation, ginger tea stimulates digestion, helps relieve gas and bloating, and has a mild thermogenic effect which can aid metabolism and overall well-being. I remember a friend, a singing teacher, who made ginger tea her sacred ritual before every class or performance. She said it not only warmed her vocal cords and reduced any subtle inflammation in her throat, but also felt like it gave her a boost of energy and clarity. Ginger has this vitalizing energy that many can notice, but ginger's anti-inflammatory power is not limited to ingestion. Its ability to combat inflammation can be accessed incredibly effectively externally, especially for localized joint and muscle pain, which is common and debilitating after 50. I've seen this work firsthand and can tell you how to make a ginger poultice that can literally draw out inflammation from a painful area. To make the ginger compress, you'll need grated fresh ginger, about 2 to 3 tablespoons, depending on the area to be treated. A thin cotton cloth or gauze, it can be a piece of clean cloth diaper, a piece of plastic wrap, kitchen film, and a bandage or other cloth to hold the compress in place. Finally, grate the fresh ginger. Spread this grated ginger paste onto the thin cloth, covering an area sufficient for the region to be treated. Now, here's the crucial step to avoid skin irritation and enhance the effect. Place the piece of plastic wrap behind the cloth with ginger, creating a barrier between the ginger and your clothes, and also to help retain the heat and moisture that activate the ginger compounds. The plastic wrap ensures that fresh ginger does not come into direct and prolonged contact with sensitive skin, which could cause redness or itching, while the generated heat is retained and focuses the ginger's action on the desired area. Apply the side of the cloth with ginger, the side without the plastic, directly to the skin on the painful area: knee, shoulder, lower back, ankle, etc. Use the bandage or another cloth to keep the compress in place, ensuring it stays firm against the skin. In a few minutes, you will feel an intense warmth on the skin where the compress is applied. This warmth is the reaction of ginger's active compounds penetrating and stimulating local circulation. It's not just a superficial sensation. The science behind it, simply put, is that ginger compounds stimulate blood circulation in the area and act locally on inflammatory pathways. The heat helps to attract blood flow and, in a way, pull inflammation from deeper tissue or joint layers to the surface, where the body can work to dissipate it more easily. It's a way to stimulate the body's natural healing process. Unlike ointments that merely block the pain signal, ginger is working on the cause of the pain, the underlying inflammation. For lower back pain caused by inflammation and muscle tension, for example, the heat relaxes tense muscles while ginger acts on the underlying inflammation, a double dose of relief. You can leave the compress on for 30 minutes to an hour. If the heat is too intense or the skin starts to become red and irritated despite the plastic barrier, remove it immediately. For many people, it's a comfortable and therapeutic warmth. In cases of more persistent pain, and if the heat is bearable, you can even sleep with it, but always monitoring the skin. Always use fresh grated ginger for this method, as dry powder does not have the same potency for external application, and discard the poultice after use, never reuse. This external application is a tangible way to feel the anti-inflammatory power of ginger acting directly where you need it most, providing localized and rapid relief. Ginger is a powerful, accessible natural remedy with centuries of traditional use validated by modern science. It is a fundamental piece in our arsenal against chronic inflammation, whether combating it internally with tea or externally with compresses for localized relief. But it's just the beginning of our superfoods list. The next food we're going To explore is a master in fighting infections and has an external use method that might surprise you, but is an incredible demonstration of how our body is able to absorb and distribute beneficial compounds in unexpected ways. Get ready, because the next superfood is a giant of natural medicine. Known and feared by vampires and microbes, garlic, yes, humble garlic, omnipresent in kitchens around the world, is actually a pharmacy in bulb form. Its potency resides primarily in its sulfur compounds, the most famous being allicin. Allicin is released when fresh garlic is crushed, chopped, or chewed, activated by an enzyme called allinase, which is released when the garlic cells are broken. This is why crushing or chopping garlic and letting it breathe for a few minutes before cooking or consuming raw maximizes allicin formation. And modern science has confirmed ancient wisdom. Allicin possesses remarkable antimicrobial properties against bacteria, viruses, and fungi, and also has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Its action occurs, in part, by interfering with essential processes for microbe survival and by modulating the body's immune response. Garlic is an extraordinary ally for strengthening the immune system and combating infections that become more frequent or difficult to overcome with age. And chronic or recurrent infections are a significant source of inflammation in the body. Incorporating raw garlic into your diet is the best way to get the maximum potency of active allicin, as intense heat degrades this compound. Therefore, if cooking, add chopped garlic in the final minutes of cooking, just to release the aroma and flavor without completely destroying the allicin, for a stronger therapeutic effect, especially to combat incipient infections or strengthen immunity. The equivalent of about 3 to 4 raw garlic cloves per day can be very beneficial, especially at the first signs of a cold or flu. You can finely chop it and mix it into a little honey, another substance with antimicrobial and soothing properties. Add it to salads, cold sauces like guacamole, tahini, or pesto. Or simply crush it and spread it on toast with extra virgin olive oil. The taste is strong, pungent, and characteristic, and yes, the smell can be a social challenge, but the benefit to your health is immense. Garlic has also been consistently associated with improved cardiovascular health in various studies, helping to reduce blood pressure and total cholesterol and LDL bad cholesterol levels in some people, in addition to having mild anticoagulant properties, all important factors for health after 50. Now, prepare for the external use method of garlic that might seem strange at first glance, but illustrates our body's remarkable absorption capacity. Thai and can be incredibly effective for combating respiratory infections, especially in children who may have difficulty ingesting raw garlic, but it also works for adults, offering a way to get the systemic benefits of garlic without the breath odor. This method involves applying garlic to the soles of the feet. It works like this. Take 1 or 2 fresh garlic cloves, peel them, and cut them into thin slices, like chips. Now, pay close attention to this step, as it is absolutely essential. You need to place a barrier between the sliced garlic and the skin of your feet. A thin cotton cloth, gauze, or even a large bandage that covers the area will work perfectly. Raw garlic in direct contact with the sensitive skin of the soles of the feet can cause irritation, redness, and even blisters or chemical burns, so do not skip this step for anything. Place the garlic slices with the cloth or gauze covering the garlic on the soles of your feet, positioning them so they lie flat against the skin. Cover with socks to keep everything in place. For children, putting on shoes or keeping them shod helps ensure the garlic slices are pressed against the sole of the foot. What happens is fascinating. The soles of the feet are an area rich in nerve endings, blood capillaries, and pores. The Volatile compounds of garlic, including allicin and other phytochemicals, are released by the slices and absorbed through the skin, entering the bloodstream. And the circulatory system distributes these compounds throughout the body in a few minutes. It is common that, within 10 or 15 minutes after application, the person begins to smell the characteristic odor of garlic on their breath or even in their sweat. This is not imagination. This proves the rapid and effective absorption of garlic compounds through the skin and their systemic distribution. I used this technique with my nephew when he was little and had a persistent cough and congestion that kept him from sleeping well. We would apply the garlic to his feet with the gauze barrier before bed. Put on thick socks the next morning. Not only were the cough and congestion visibly better, but the garlic slices were visibly withered and dry, as if they had been sucked by the skin during the night. It's a powerful demonstration of the effectiveness of this natural method for bringing the benefits of garlic to the entire body, fighting infections from the inside out. Leave the garlic slices on your feet for a few hours or overnight. Wash your feet thoroughly after removing. Garlic is an incredible example of nature's healing power. It offers a valuable alternative or complement to conventional antibiotics, which, while vital for severe bacterial infections, can have side effects and contribute to bacterial resistance when used indiscriminately. The pharmaceutical industry has no financial incentive to promote garlic, but you have the power to use it to your advantage to strengthen your immune system and fight infections that can trigger or worsen inflammatory processes. Incorporating garlic into your routine, whether in food daily or even with this external technique for acute infections, is a smart step to strengthen your natural defenses in an accessible and effective way. But fighting infections and inflammation is not just about attacking the enemy, it's also about creating an internal environment in your body that is naturally resilient and anti-inflammatory. And for that, we need to talk about internal balance, something crucial that many people neglect, and that can be sabotaging your energy, contributing to weight gain, and aggravating your joint pains. Do you include dark leafy greens in your daily diet? If the answer is not an enthusiastic and frequent yes, your body may be struggling to maintain a vital balance. Dark leafy greens like kale, spinach, Swiss chard, arugula, watercress, romaine lettuce, broccoli, which is a cruciferous vegetable but often grouped by color, and herbs like parsley and cilantro are true nutritional powerhouses. They are packed with vitamins like K, C, minerals calcium, magnesium, iron, fiber essential for gut health, which is intimately linked to inflammation, and a vast array of antioxidants and phytochemicals that combat cellular and molecular damage. But one of their most important roles in combating inflammation, and often underestimated, is their alkalizing effect on the body. Our typical modern diet, with an excess of processed foods, refined sugars, meats especially processed, and red meats in excess, dairy, and refined grains, tends to generate an acidic load in the body. Although blood maintains a rigidly controlled pH for survival, an excessive acidic load in the diet can affect the acid-base balance of tissues and body fluids, creating an environment that can be more conducive to inflammation and the development of chronic diseases over time. The abundant consumption of dark leafy greens, being rich in alkaline minerals such as potassium, calcium, and magnesium, helps counterbalance this acidic load, promoting a more alkaline or at least neutral internal environment. A more alkaline environment in the tissues is less inflammatory and more favorable for optimal cellular functions, including the body's ability to repair, detoxify, and defend itself. Several scientific studies, such as those published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Rheumatology journals, have demonstrated the positive relationship between high consumption of vegetables, including dark leafy greens, and the reduction of inflammatory markers in the body, such as C-reactive protein (CRP), as well as a decreased risk of various chronic inflammatory diseases. Incorporating at least 2 to 3 servings of dark leafy greens per day in salads, green juices, stir-fries, soups is a powerful and delicious strategy to create a sustainable internal anti-inflammatory envy. However, and here comes an important caveat that may surprise you, not all vegetables are universally beneficial for all people, and what is healthy for most can be a problem for a minority. There is a specific group of vegetables belonging to the Solanaceae family nightshades, which includes tomato and all its derivatives like sauces, bell pepper in all its colors, green, yellow, red, eggplant, and potato the common white, potato, but not sweet potato, yam, or cassava, which are from other botanical families. For some sensitive individuals, these vegetables can have a pro-inflammatory or acidifying effect or contain certain alkaloids like solanine in green or sprouting potatoes, and others in other nightshades that can act as triggers for inflammation. It is crucial to understand that this does not apply to everyone. The vast majority of people consume nightshades without any problems and benefit from their nutrients, such as lycopene from tomatoes, a powerful antioxidant, but for a portion of the population, especially those with a genetic predisposition, with leaky gut or who already suffer from pre-existing chronic inflammatory conditions like rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, certain autoimmune diseases like lupus, or digestive sensitivities, nightshades can act as dietary triggers, worsening joint pain, fatigue, bloating, digestive problems, headaches, and other inflammatory symptoms. I observed this firsthand with a family member who suffered from severe arthritis in her hands. The careful elimination and reintroduction of certain foods, including tomatoes and bell peppers, had a remarkable impact on her pain and stiffness flare-ups, and in my own experience, I found that while I can eat potatoes or eggplants in moderation, bell pepper causes me immediate digestive discomfort and a feeling of heaviness and sluggishness in my body in the following hours, unlike other vegetables. The crucial lesson here, which few healthcare professionals highlight in the rush of daily life, is the importance of becoming a detective of your own body and understanding your biochemical individuality. Science gives us excellent general guidelines for an anti-inflammatory diet, but each person is unique and reacts differently to certain foods. If you suffer from chronic inflammatory symptoms that don't seem to fully improve with conventional diet and lifestyle approaches, it's worth investigating the possibility of nightshade sensitivity. The elimination and reintroduction test is the most effective way to find out. For a period, I suggest 3 to 4 weeks, but it can be longer depending on the severity of symptoms. Completely eliminate all foods from the nightshade family from your diet. This means no fresh, canned, or tomato sauces, no ketchup, no raw or cooked bell peppers, no eggplant, no white potatoes including French fries, mashed potatoes, etc. Read labels, as tomato or bell pepper extract may be in sauces and seasonings. During this elimination period, monitor your symptoms: pain level, fatigue, swelling, mental clarity, digestion, sleep quality in a journal. Be honest with yourself after this elimination period. If you notice a significant improvement in your symptoms, it's a strong indication of sensitivity. Then, reintroduce one nightshade food at a time. For example, reintroduce fresh tomatoes or tomato sauce for 2 to 3 days, consuming a reasonable portion each day, and carefully observe how your body reacts in the following days. If your symptoms return or worsen, it's a clear sign that food is a trigger for you. Repeat the process for bell pepper, eggplant, and potato. one at a time, with a few days interval between each reintroduction. This self-knowledge is incredibly empowering and can lead to significant relief for those who are sensitive, allowing them to adjust their diet to optimize health and minimize inflammation. While dark leafy greens are pillars of an anti-inflammatory diet for the vast majority of people, the issue of nightshades reminds us that natural and scientific wisdom is powerful, but we must always adjust it to our individuality. This fine-tuning is essential for optimizing health, reducing inflammation, and ensuring vibrant longevity with quality of life. And speaking of natural wisdom validated by science, the next food is true gold for your body. With proven anti-inflammatory power that has been used for millennia in healing traditions and now holds a prominent place in modern research, and finally, we come to our fourth and last superfood on this journey against the silent enemy of inflammation, turmeric, also known as Indian saffron. This vibrant colored spice, an intense orange yellow with an earthy and slightly bitter taste, has been a cornerstone in Ayurvedic medicine and Asian cuisine, especially in India, for thousands of years. And the reason it has stood the test of time and gained prominence in modern science is simple. It works. The main active component of turmeric is curcumin, a polyphenol, a type of plant compound with antioxidant properties with potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It is curcumin that gives turmeric its characteristic color and most of its medicinal powers. Curcumin is the magic ingredient of turmeric, acting on multiple molecular targets in the body. Numerous contemporary scientific studies, including research published in rheumatology, gastroenterology, and immunology journals, have focused on curcumin, revealing its ability to influence various molecules involved in inflammatory processes, such as cytokines, chemical messengers that promote or inhibit inflammation, and COX-2 and LOX enzymes, which are targets of many conventional anti-inflammatory drugs. Curcumin can help modulate the expression of genes and the activity of these and other inflammation-promoting substances, making it a promising candidate in supporting the treatment of a wide range of chronic inflammatory conditions, from rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, where studies show that curcumin supplements can help relieve pain, reduce stiffness, and improve joint function to a degree comparable to some non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, but with fewer digestive side effects to inflammatory bowel diseases such as Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, where curcumin can help reduce disease activity. In addition to its direct anti-inflammatory power, curcumin is a powerful antioxidant, fighting cellular damage caused by free radicals, which is a natural metabolic process, but whose excess caused by stress, pollution, inadequate diet, smoking, etc. Closing parenthesis contributes significantly to aging, chronic inflammation, and the development of chronic diseases. Its combined antioxidant and anti-inflammatory action offers a holistic approach to protecting the body's cells and tissues against wear and tear and damage, which is particularly important for maintaining cardiovascular health, protecting blood vessels, brain function, potentially helping in the prevention of neurodegenerative diseases, although research is in its early stages, and even potentially playing an adjuvant role in the prevention and treatment of certain types of cancer, as suggested by research in experimental oncology investigating curcumin's ability to inhibit cancer cell growth and induce their death. To enjoy the benefits of turmeric, you can use the dried powder widely available as a spice or the fresh root, which looks like ginger, but smaller and intensely orange in color. The therapeutic dose commonly studied in research varies widely, but incorporating about 1 teaspoon, approximately 2 to 3 grams of turmeric powder into your daily diet is a good starting point for preventive and supportive benefits. However, There's a crucial detail to maximize its effectiveness that cannot be ignored. Curcumin has low bioavailability, meaning it is not easily absorbed by the body when consumed alone. Much of it passes through the digestive tract without being absorbed into the bloodstream, but nature and traditional wisdom, validated by science, have given us the perfect solution. Curcumin absorption dramatically increases by up to 2,000% when combined with piperini, a compound found in black pepper, and with a healthy fat, as curcumin is fat-soluble. This is why the combination of turmeric, a pinch of freshly ground black pepper, and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil is so powerful and frequently recommended to optimize curcumin absorption. Piperini from black pepper interferes with metabolic pathways in the liver and intestine that would normally eliminate curcumin, allowing more of it to enter the bloodstream. And healthy fat helps curcumin, which dissolves in fat, to be transported and absorbed in the intestine. The famous golden milk, a popular drink in Ayurvedic traditions, is a perfect example of this synergy. It's made with milk, vegetable or animal, turmeric powder, a generous pinch of black pepper, and a touch of fat like coconut oil or ghee. It's a delicious and effective way to consume turmeric for therapeutic purposes, especially before bed, as it also has a calming effect. You can also simply add a pinch of black pepper and a drizzle of olive oil or coconut oil to your food whenever you use turmeric in stir-fries, soups, lentils, scrambled eggs, or even in a smoothie. Consuming turmeric in this way, combined with black pepper and fat, regularly can make a remarkable difference in reducing systemic inflammation and in overall support for your health and vitality, helping your body better defend itself against premature aging and diseases. Turmeric, like ginger and garlic, is an inspiring example of how natural medicine, when used correctly, taking advantage of the synergies that nature offers us and validated by modern science, offers powerful, accessible, and low side effect paths for the prevention and management of chronic diseases. It reminds us that the solutions to many of our health problems may be closer and more accessible than we imagine, often waiting in our pantry or spice rack. So there they are: ginger, powerful internal and external anti-inflammatory; garlic, immune and anti-infective giant with surprising uses; dark leafy greens, alkalizing pillars of an anti-inflammatory diet, with the important caveat about nightshades and individuality; and turmeric, the anti-inflammatory gold potentiated by pepper and fat, for powerful gifts from nature, each with its unique mechanisms of action, but which, together, form a formidable and multifaceted defense against the silent enemy of chronic inflammation. Incorporating these foods into your routine is not just about adding flavor or varying the menu. It's about actively investing in your long-term health, your daily energy level, your ability to maintain a healthy weight, strengthening your immune system to better defend against infections, and building a future with more vitality, mobility, and less pain, especially after 50, when inflammation tends to become more prevalent. The simplicity of these foods contrasts with the profound and positive impact they can have on your health and longevity. The transformation to a healthier, more vibrant life begins with the choices you make every day, starting in your kitchen. We have reached the end of this video, where we unmasked the silent enemy of inflammation and revealed for powerful and accessible natural allies to combat it. Especially for those seeking to maintain vitality and quality of life after 50, my hope is that you leave here inspired and equipped with practical and scientifically validated knowledge to make positive and tangible changes in your life, transforming your kitchen into a true preventive natural pharmacy. If this content helped you better understand chronic inflammation and the power of these foods, please show your support by leaving a like on this video. Your like is a small gesture that makes a big difference, helping YouTube understand that this content is relevant and taking it to more people who urgently need this information. And most importantly, who in your family, among your friends or colleagues, could urgently benefit from this information about inflammation and how to combat it naturally with simple foods. Think of that person who complains of persistent pain, chronic fatigue, or is concerned about future health due to the risk of chronic diseases, and share this video with them right now. You could be making an immense difference in someone's life, and to continue receiving valuable content like this, which empowers you with practical and evidence-based knowledge to take care of your health, prevent diseases, and live longer and better with vitality. Subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button below and activate the bell to not miss the next videos, and to continue this conversation. Tell me in the comments which of these for Superfoods ginger, garlic, dark leafy greens, turmeric do you already use regularly in your kitchen? Or which one will you make sure to incorporate into your routine starting today to combat inflammation and invest in your future health? Your experience, your questions, and your doubts enrich our community and help me create future content. Thank you for watching, for taking care of yourself, and see you in the next video.